Good evening, and welcome to the Heikadelic Show. We would like to take this moment to let you know that viewer and listener discretion is strongly advised. So sit back, have yourself a nice cool drink or hot drink, and enjoy the show. And welcome once again to the Heikadelic Show.
Hey, whoa, whoa.
Wow.
Look
What's
at that.
going on?
Ringo turned into a TV.
It's just like
He's
that,
a
eh?
monitor.
Actually, he looks like a square head. Ah!
I lost Ringo.
Nice to have you guys back. Hi to
You
all
too.
the listeners and friends out there and viewers. We're back here again on another edition of the Heikadelic Show.
It must be Monday then, yeah.
What kind of crap are we going to get into today?
What's up?
It's,
There he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had some
like,
noise
oh,
in
look
the
at, he's even
background.
wearing gloves. Look at this guy.
Oh, hey, sorry.
Oh.
I've been
do
moving.
we
stuff.
bother you? Do we interrupt you, Ringo?
Were you busy?
Well, see,
No, I,
you want to get
I
dark.
have been
Okay,
busy.
you just
And it's
that's,
just it's almost a reaction to grab these gloves now because with all of the cold, my fingers have been like getting really, really dry, right?
Mm.
Yep.
Anyway,
So
Okay,
the
so-
Vaseline is
They're not-
inside the gloves, not on the
Yeah.
outside.
well, yeah, they could be, but yeah, they're not masturbating gloves. That's what you're wondering.
Wow, there we go again.
Can I go there?
Speaking
Sandra.
of where we go again, George, let's get us
Oh.
off on the right start here.
Huck,
Can we
I
do
hear
that?
something. I hear something in the distance.
Yeah.
what
What
could
is
that
Yeah,
be?
it's approaching slowly.
Cheers.
Cheers.
What more do you want on your Monday evening, eh?
One
Yeah.
banana, two banana, three banana full.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right.
Awesome.
Sandra is the first one at bat.
Oh,
Nice.
Andrew wins today.
Deb's a close second. Hey. And then we got Gary. Hey, Gary.
Right.
Wow.
My
Wow.
So I wonder,
Gary, is that that drummer guy from before?
I think so.
I think
Gary, you
yeah.
play drums.
Yeah, I think we had a little drummer talk on the sideline before.
Melanie Boone.
Hey, Mel.
Hi, Melanie.
welcome back. Oh yeah.
so I wonder, do they just kind of like sit there and wait? Excuse me. Wait for us to go on the air, and then they want to send the first message out, or what? Is this like
Yeah.
a race?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it's like I used to get stuff on eBay, and you know, like it was so long to go before you could like, you know, the bids ended. And I'd be there with like 30 seconds, and I've had nearly everything typed in except like 3 seconds. Boom, done it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
That's
I used to
hilarious.
Like that. I feel like who's going to get in first tonight? You know, I'm the
So
buzzer.
Sandra says, "Welcome back, Ringo." Thank
oh,
you,
we
Sandra.
got Murph on
Yes.
too.
Who?
Murph.
Murph.
Yeah, Murph
Nice.
from Canada. Murph.
Oh,
Not Murph from the
He's,
not Murph from
he's,
America.
Murph.
not a Smurf.
Murph.
America Murph.
Murpherica.
So Ringo,
Hi, Keisha.
as you're wearing your killer gloves and you're all blacked out tonight, murdered out.
Mm.
Yeah.
I listened to this guy, Mr. Baldwin, and he the shocker.
Mr. Ballin?
Yeah, Mr. John Baldwin. Anyways, he tells pretty morbid stories, right?
Uh-oh.
So they were talking about the last guy, I think it was in Italy, to get his be beheaded, right?
Yep.
In public because the light came and people took pictures and they were too grossed out. Anyways, so did you know that your head can stay alive for up to 10 seconds after leaving your body?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard
So
something
like,
like that.
you're dead and you're like looking at yourself and like somebody could be calling you and you could be like moving your eyes looking at them. for 10 seconds.
Wow.
10 seconds is a long time when
Derek, don't
it's
you ever
the
watch
end.
The Walking Dead? Like when they chop somebody's
No,
head off?
I've never watched The Walking Dead. I haven't.
Oh, so does that mean for those 10 seconds you also feel pain?
Well, I don't know if you're
I
going to
don't
feel
think so.
pain. Maybe not, because it's just your
Severed
head now.
your thing, right?
Right?
Everything's
Severed your-
disconnected, so
Yeah.
the nerves aren't
But
doing anything.
You're still going to have your brain, so it's still going to work until the blood and oxygen's gone, right?
Right.
But then what happens next, right?
And then you just
Then
fade
you find
away.
out who they are, I guess. Right?
Maybe
Yeah, exactly.
that's the question.
You have 10
Who are
seconds.
they?
You
You have
really
10
will know who
seconds.
they are.
So
Wow, 10 seconds.
Gary's the drummer for Shock Tonic.
All right.
The
Shout out
Toxic
to
Shock.
on it.
Shock Tonic. Sorry.
Mr. Baldwin.
All right.
And
Yeah.
Antonio Marcella.
Hey, what's up, Tony? How's it going,
Hey,
buddy?
that's a fine Irish name there, Antonio.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cheers,
Viva
Keisha.
Italiano.
Antonio,
Keisha.
he's Tony, he's from the Rock Pile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
so I just had a weird thought. Hang on, about the cutting the head off.
Yeah.
So your head comes off your body now, and it falls in the basket.
Yes.
Wouldn't that suck if you're face down
Yeah, and you don't get to see
and you're
anything.
like,
You can't
hey,
even look at
somebody
some
flip me
motherfucker in the
over.
eye.
I can't see shit right now.
I see Wicker.
Damn.
Dark.
Sorry, my brain just went there for some reason.
No, but it's true though. It's kind of wow.
Yeah.
What if the guy in front of you was naked? You're on a nude beach. You both get struck by lightning.
What if-
He gets struck first, falls face down, but then the lightning strikes you, chops your head right off, and it winds up right between his butt cheeks. That's the last vision you're going to have. It's kind of like a mosquito hitting your windshield.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
last thing you see, right?
Uh-oh.
What goes through his head in that last minute?
Yeah. His asshole.
ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Mr.
Mr. Baldwin.
Baldwin,
John
Mr.
Baldwin.
Baldwin is a
He's I think he was a Navy SEAL. Like he was like
really?
pretty big up there, and a grenade went off and kind of ended his career.
Oh.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But
Okay.
he's doing pretty good with this.
That would suck, wouldn't it?
He's like on all the social medias, right? He's on like Twitch, Instagram,
Yeah.
TikTok. He'll do like half-hour segments or just give you little blurbs. It's kind of
Hi, Junior.
Kind of like George, right? Like George
Yeah,
is on
yeah.
Instagram and Twitch.
Well, hey,
and-
speaking of George,
Yeah.
maybe
What's on
we
your
should
back?
have a look at your backside, Mr. George.
Do you want to have a look at the backside? I
Let's see
showed
how-
you. I gave you a quick flash last week, didn't I?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
did.
I did. Look, teased you a little
you
bit
showed us the one for
Oh, yeah, you
next
did
week
show
as
us
well.
for next week as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here we go.
Hey,
What
there it is.
album?
Okay, hang on. Let's see if we can get a
Looks
better
like a
view
piece of
here.
cheese in space.
Hang on, see if we can do something here. Get the glare off.
Oh wait, show us again. Oh wait, it's just dark. All we see is like this puddle of blood,
Yeah, looks like a blue puddle.
alien blood. Yeah.
1981. This came
Now
out.
we can't see anything. Hold it right up there, closer.
Yeah, see, he just wants it brighter, George, so you can read what it says.
Voila.
Yeah. It goes out of focus. See if I hold it too close.
Yeah.
Ah. Let's see some of those songs.
Looking for the song titles there.
Yeah. Give us a couple here.
Keep it moving.
Come on, we can't
otherwise-
see it. It's just a blur. Well,
George is such a tease.
Hey, George, I think actually I know who this is.
All right. Well, I'm not going to buzz anybody straight away. I'm just going to write some names down as they guess them, and then we'll check them out.
Hey, Ringo, can you make this banner the smaller one so it doesn't get
oh yeah. I'll take care of that.
all right, you're awesome. You are. So, yeah, anybody know who that is? I think I do know who that is because you've actually, I think, used two of other of their albums.
Oh.
Maybe I have. Maybe I haven't. Maybe
Yeah,
I
no,
have
I'm pretty sure you have. I'm pretty sure you have.
Okay. The Beatles, then, is that what you're saying?
It's not the Beatles.
The
No.
Beatles.
It
Wow,
says
everybody's a buzz then.
Styx.
But yeah.
Well,
No,
all
ask me a
right.
question. Ask me a question then.
Ask you a question.
Yeah.
If I say something,
Well, if you didn't know, what would you ask?
If I didn't know,
Yeah.
Are they American?
No, they're not American.
I didn't think so.
Okay.
Is their name like usually? It could
Yeah.
be very long, but usually
Yeah.
3 letters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
There you go, bud.
All right.
There it is.
That's all the clues.
It's a band. It's a band.
All you need to know.
Yes, it's a band.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think I know who it is too.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Blood Rock Sausage.
it is the 3rd album from the 4th Son.
It's Shock Tonic or Toxic Shock. Shock Tonic.
I'd love it to be either of those 2 bands, but unfortunately,
We have the drummer.
So anybody out there got any ideas?
Kathy's wondering why I'm wearing gloves.
Oh,
I was going to say.
guesses here.
I was going to say
It is
ELO.
a British band, Gary.
Heiko's going for ELO. Okay, I'm putting you down for ELO. Okay.
And
All right.
solo
Do I win a
act.
prize?
It is a band, Sandra. It is a band.
It's a bond.
We got Boston.
Bond of the Hand.
Kathy says Boston. Okay.
Yeah. Sandra says. Oh yeah. Gary says British band.
Well, it looked like water.
It is a British band. Yes, it is a British band.
Slippery when wet.
Imagine that.
And then
Dirk
Sandra.
Dirk Diggler's video. What's that?
Slippery when wet. Is that why you had the gloves on there, Ringo?
Hey, Gary, how deep's that snare there you're playing, bud?
It's Bon Jovi,
That
right?
8-inch?
Huh?
So
All right.
ELO.
Sandra says ELO.
ELO.
Sandra
All
says
right.
yellow.
All right. Well, you know how we kind of, all right.
Howdy, Steve. Skull.
Sandra says ELO.
Yeah.
Heiko, you said ELO.
Yes, I did.
And Derek, you started the ball rolling with ELO.
Seeing the Beatles. Beatles.
All right.
The Beatles.
It's not the in 1981. It's been
It's
split up
not
by
the
11
Beatles.
years by then.
It's not the Beatles. It's
All right.
not like it's little.
Let's put ELO into the system and see what happens. Hang on.
Maybe
Let's
Murph
right.
is thinking it's that submarine.
That was who?
see. What? Yeah, correct.
What do you mean?
Hey, Matt.
ELO.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Matt. How's it going?
Well, it's funny because
Richard.
ELO have cropped up nearly every week as guesses.
Yes.
Every week. Yeah.
Dude,
So you finally give it to us.
No,
So,
but he's
yeah.
done 2 other albums of theirs. So he's a
Have I
big
done 10?
ELO fan. I'm finding this out.
No, I just happen to have these albums, but that actually is a personal favorite. That one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent album.
The Who are a great band. Yesterday, I grew up with the Who. That was my band growing up as a kid.
Hey, I got some music trivia for you, George.
All right.
George.
Do you know who the first all-female rock band was?
Ooh.
I just watched an incredible documentary on them just yesterday.
First
American? Are they American?
That's not where they originally came from.
Okay. Well, we're talking the
Canada?
70s.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I don't know.
You know, there was like the Bangles, there's all those female bands. They
The
were
Go-Go's?
before them. They were before the Go-Go's as well. They actually
Oh, is that the one?
Paved-
No.
they paved the path for all those bands.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, they didn't get any recognition.
Like with Susie Quattro and
The Blood
Oh my
Rock Sausage. Jets.
Sausagettes.
Go ahead. What is it? What is it?
Go on then.
They're called Fanny.
Oh, Fanny, yes.
Oh,
Right?
I would have never guessed.
Unbelievable documentary. If you
I think
people want to,
was the lead singer and guitarist like Hawaiian or something, or had Hawaiian
they
roots?
were, not Hawaiian,
Something
but
like that. Though.
yeah,
Polynesian,
they were all from down there.
South Seas. Yeah.
All the girls
No,
were from there. Yeah.
I've got a record by them somewhere. I've got like one. You kids won't remember, but you used to get flexi discs.
Yeah,
the
plastic one. Or like,
You used to get them with magazines, and they're like samplers, weren't they? I've got a flexi disc there from like the New Musical Express, and
it's funny
Fanny's
they
gone
mentioned
Fanny,
that flexi disc on the documentary. That's hilarious.
No way. There you go. So
Yes,
I get
they
half
did.
a point then. Can I have
Yeah,
half?
you do. You get half a point. Absolutely.
Runaways, good guess.
But
Yeah, I
look
would've said the
them
Runaways.
up online, people. Their music's all on YouTube. These ladies are now all in their 60s, and they just released another album.
Wow.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah. Wow. It's taking me back there to my youth.
Yeah, Fanny. Remember that name, Fanny.
Yeah.
And their new album is like Fanny Tours the World or something, or
that's who I was thinking of, Deborah.
yeah, the Runaways.
Yeah, that's not who it was.
Yeah.
So.
That's what I was thinking of, but I thought it's somebody before that, but I just couldn't think.
Yeah, they paved the path for all these other female bands. That's pretty
right.
neat.
That's right. Yeah. Wow.
There you go.
You live and learn.
I know.
What era are the Runaways from?
The Runaways would be
70s.
late
70s.
Yeah.
I thought they were an 80s band, but yeah, I guess
think they went into the 80s when they kind of got noticed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think they started off in the 70s.
It turned out that ended up being Joan Jett, Lena Ford.
Yeah.
I forgot. Yeah, I don't know. There was a bunch of people doing it.
Yeah.
So I think we have our guest in the green room.
All right. Whoa. So yeah, tonight we have there's Deb. Deb, hey Deb. Yeah, we got Steve Hogue on tonight, promoter extraordinaire from the Rock Pile. 5555 Dundas Street in well, it's pretty much Etobicoke, I guess.
I need to ask, I'm working on a little side project that I'm probably not supposed to say anything about right now, but anyways, I need to see who would I ask at the Rock Pile to see if they would book the likes of Johnny Ringo and friends?
I don't know. Maybe you could ask Steve that question.
Oh, yeah, he has something to do with it, I guess, right?
Yeah, he does.
Possibly.
Or doesn't Junior? What does Junior do? Like he promotes them, or
Junior? He announces. He's an announcer.
Okay, so I kind of have met both of them online anyway. No, I've met Steve. I've been down to the Rock Pile. A couple of times. We went to see you guys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right, Hike. We were there.
Yes, we all went down there. Saw the House of Haunt.
Yeah, I'm anxious to hear what's going on. They got a great lineup of bands too coming up, right? So
yeah.
But yeah.
Okay.
So without further ado,
Let's
bring them on, Derek.
I can't bring them on.
No, that's right, because I have control.
Because you're the man with the button that does that.
You have the glove today.
What's that?
You have the glove today.
Yeah. These are symbolic.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
All right. Power gloves.
You're here for an internal. So okay, here we
I'm
go.
glad I'm sitting where I am. That's for sure.
I ain't moving from where I am.
No, I honestly, they just feel good because my hands are all cracked right now. So,
Right.
Okay. Wait a minute.
Come on, you can do it.
Deb. Hey, okay. This is everybody's chatting. Okay, so without further ado, Mr. Steve Hogue from
Squirrel. It's
Rock
like you got
Pile.
distracted there.
Oh.
Hey guys.
Oh, hey Steve, you're looking good, bud.
Well, hey, I'm in jail.
Yeah,
Nice and bright
I was going to
there.
say, yeah.
Well, I only do this show naked, so I thought it'd come out like this.
All right.
Steve, you got to show us your lively self, or then you know what? So when you're talking, this little circle kind of gets this ring kind of vibrating around it, which reminds me of Hal. What was that from? Space Odyssey.
Yeah, Hal.
Yeah,
Hal the robot.
I just noticed that.
Yeah, Steve Hal the robot.
Yeah, it's the problem is I got this computer sitting in the other room from the rock pile, and yeah, that ain't happening either. So next time I come on here, I got to get a laptop going.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll hold you to that one.
Yeah, because the face you got going there looks like you are naked and you just sat on a cold leather couch.
Yeah. Don't pick on the guest, right?
That's my face after I talk to Junior.
Ah, there you go.
There you go. Maybe what we can do is get Junior to come in and he can lip sync for you.
Yeah, we'll mute Junior.
That's what he did on the first episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's been going on? I mean, like through this little break, what have you guys been up to? Obviously booking shows, but what else is going on?
Well, booking and removing them and then putting them back on another date and then removing them and putting them back on another date. And
wow, why would you be doing that? That's kind of strange.
Well, I'm not the one to ask those questions, that's for sure. But yeah, well, at least we start up this Friday and Saturday with the show.
Right on.
Awesome.
Yeah, on Friday we got Dust and Bones, Guns N' Roses guys with a new one, System Ella Down.
Yeah,
which is System of a Down tribute, which I'm looking forward to. And then Saturday is Destroyer, Kiss guys.
Yep.
With
they've been
Anger
around
by
for quite a while, haven't
Design.
they?
What's that?
Destroyer's been around for a while, haven't they?
Yeah. Oh God,
Oh, yeah.
they've been around.
Yeah, I think I've seen them on City TV, even like in breakfast television stuff.
Yeah, well, I think Mo is the only original guy left,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Gene Simmons guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, I remember seeing him when I was just allowed in bars, I think. So,
Yep.
I mean, he's been around for a pretty long time,
So that's
the
all
shows just
happening
keep coming.
Friday night. Friday
What's
night,
that?
right? That's all happening Friday night?
No, that the one is the Dust and Bones and System of a Down is Friday, and then
Okay.
Destroyer's the Saturday. That's
This
the weekend.
Saturday. Oh wow.
And then it just continues from there, with the Who Made Who and everybody else. And then you go into March and you got Madam headlining a show with Dark Horse and Twitch.
Yeah.
Which will be good.
So Steve, how do we get tickets for that? Because I'm actually interested in Friday and Saturday, but I might not be able to go until Saturday.
Well, you can always get tickets at the door, as long as it's not sold out. But I mean, the other way is all shows are on ticketweb.ca.
Ticketweb.ca. Okay.
Yeah, so you can get all for any of the shows that are coming up, and the touring acts will start. They start coming in around May. So you got that Beatalica. I don't know if you guys ever heard of these guys, but
they mix it's kind of they use Beatles songs with kind of a Metallica sound and kind of change the lyrics to be a little more aggressive.
Yeah, well, the guy sounds exactly like James Hetfield from Metallica, and he's singing Yellow Submarine and everything. And these guys got like 1 million views on their YouTube channels and everything else. So it's pretty crazy. But and you got Exciter coming in, and the hometown guys, Anvil coming back in.
Oh wow!
So they're coming in May. So it seems like May seems to be the area for the. For back to the touring acts and back to the US acts.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
So
nice. That gives it
looking forward to that, let me tell you.
Yeah. So how's Friday, Saturday looking as far as are they sold out, close to selling out?
No, well, people were really on the fence up until they really got the word you're gonna stay open.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that you're actually back, and he's not gonna 24 hours later say, well, no, sorry, changed my mind. We're not gonna do that today. We're gonna do it a different way.
Right.
So the tickets started selling good now. Now they're moving up and everything else. It'll be a good. It's only 50% capacity to start.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So then there's that too. And
so what kind of numbers is that
ear.
in the rock pile? 50%. How many people would that be?
It's about, it varies. It depends. See, this time too, you don't have to do the social distancing. They're saying, which is
Right.
weird. It's like you can go 50%, but you don't have to social distance. Okay, well that
Wow.
you know, again, you know, these rules are all
Yeah, they
over
make
the
them up
place.
as they go. Every week
Yeah.
they're different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's like, you know, if you fart, make sure you got your mask on. But if you don't, you know, you can take it off. But I mean, you know,
Yeah.
it's just so tiring after a while. But you just keep going through it, and
Yes.
you know, I'm doing shows too at in Thorold, at the Moose and Goose in Thorold. So I'm starting to do a lot of shows in the Niagara area.
Right.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, which is a great venue. I'll be bringing a lot of the Toronto acts up there, and you know, the touring acts and bounce. But that place holds 700 people, so
Oh, wow.
you go
That's a bigger
50%
venue,
there. You know, you're good for 350, and
Wow.
Yeah.
50% at Rock Palace about, you know, goes about one with the table. See, when you're sitting, it's about 150, 175. If it was 50% and you were standing, well, that would be a different thing, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So it all depends on if they make you sit, they make you stand, and you know, you got the patio too. You can do some stuff, but you can't even do karaoke. You can't even do karaoke until starting February 21st, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the significance of that?
Why?
right?
Because you don't watch the microphones, or what? What's
Well,
the
no,
problem
unless
there?
you're an employee, you're not allowed to sing or perform.
Oh my
Right. So you have
God.
to be.
Yeah, until
Yeah.
February 21st. So that cuts out the karaoke guys for another 3 weeks. I mean, you know, so they just don't want the public going up there and grabbing a mic, and like all these singers that are coming in now, you know, if they don't bring their own mic, I'm pretty surprised.
Yeah.
You don't actually, you're a singer. You think you might want to bring your mic, because if you get sick, well, your whole band goes down, doesn't it?
Yep.
So you might want
Yes,
to take
it
those
does, in
precautions. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that voice of experience there.
Oh yeah. It was kind of recent, but yeah, we had a rehearsal and we all got sick.
Right.
Head cold.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't much more than that, but still.
I got a head cold once from staring at a mirror.
Well, you got a show coming up, Derek.
We do. I believe it's in May.
May 7th with
May 7th. Yes.
Liquor Pigs and Tiger Sex from Vegas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are they from Vegas?
Yeah.
I love that name, Liquor Pigs.
Yeah. I know
I'll
Kelly
tell you
well.
right now.
I don't know her, but I know her through just talking, right?
Yeah,
Like,
that's a true punk there, boy. You guys better batten down the hatches when
I know,
comes
man.
in that night.
Tiger Sex. That's wild. They're just crazy. It'll be a great night.
Yeah, she really plays the role, that's for sure.
Oh,
she's got her
okay.
down there. You know, if you take a look at that page, you'll you know, you guys
You'll
better
look
watch
at
that wolf. She'll be chasing the wolf around that night.
Yeah,
from your
Wolfie.
Yeah, Wolfie will be in trouble.
But fun fact, Wolfie never washes that costume, right? Or is it a costume?
No, it's really him. But yeah, he doesn't wash it. No, he can't.
He doesn't wash his follicles. So
man, you have to be able to do something with that, though, right? Like, you got to be able to dry clean it, or
Yeah, you take it where they have the hockey equipment done.
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Steam it, run it through the car wash.
I've never got that close to him to find that out, but you know.
Don't.
Just be careful.
Well, I'll send Tony or Justin over to have a sniff, and they can come back and tell me. They'll be part of new part of the job. You know?
Yeah.
Go over and sniff that guy, will you?
Yeah. See if he smells like COVID. You know.
Wow.
But I mean, we're now, you don't have to do the contact tracing either. That's the other thing. So it'll be you know, temperature checks and QR codes, and you know, all the fun stuff.
They have no idea what they're doing, man. They just keep changing everything all the time.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying, but you got to just roll with these punches, and just if you don't, it'll drive you crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's hard after 2 years not to go crazy, but somehow I've found a way not to go crazy. I don't know how, but I actually found, you know, more work.
Tony says he might quit if you make him smell Wolfie. But you know, like I'm not, you know, like I shouldn't say this because I won't say it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, I'm gonna believe you. I'm gonna believe you tonight.
I
just gonna believe you.
see Wolfie, and it really connects me to the whole furry community, and I'm not.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, just
We'll leave
keep
it
the
at
gloves on. That's for sure. Make
That's
sure you
right.
keep the gloves on.
That's why I got gloves. I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, but just to get back to the busy part there, also coming in a couple of weeks or a month. Well, they keep shutting us down, so I keep holding this back. But actually started a booking agency coming out too.
Did you? Awesome.
Yeah, so I mean, that should be fun and make me want to jump out a window a few times. But
Sure.
It'll all be good. It'll be
Just
good.
make sure you're more than 2 stories, because you got to make it. You jump
yeah,
off.
yeah, that's for sure. I want to
be like
do
Heiko
the job
falling
right.
through the barn, right?
Yeah.
Break a few ribs and.
Oh,
I
just
even
a
got
few.
a couple of steak sacks on it now. I got Judas Priestess is coming in to the fold,
Nice.
so that'll be good to have them in, and a lot of acts you'll know and everything that I just ain't gonna give out or anything else until like actually site gets blasted out there. But I mean, it should be fun.
Steve,
I think you should move the bar out to the east side of Toronto. Make it a lot easier to get to.
Well,
they used to have Rockpile East, right?
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
had a rock pile
so
east,
why would
and
you
we
go
gave
now?
Scarborough
And
the
because
chance
we
and the
didn't support
opportunity.
it,
Yep.
we got to go to the west.
Yeah, it's always funny when people write me to this day, and we've been closed there, I don't know, for 4 years or something, going, oh wow, I would have went to that place, or I would have seen. Well, yeah, that's why we're closed there, pal.
Yeah.
You're a little
Thanks for
late
your
to
support.
the dance.
Yeah,
Dance is over. Yeah.
like the hip hop shows did great out there.
Yeah,
but
they would.
but the
Yeah,
rock
but-
shows were tough.
So, do you remember a bar, Steve, called Petey Cooley's?
It sounds very familiar because
Yeah, like Military Trail, kind of in the
yes.
vicinity,
Oh no,
right?
I know it. I know exactly what you're talking about now. I went to that club a couple of times. I know
Yeah,
exactly where, right at the, like now it's like a motel there or something on the corner, correct?
yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Isn't there like a psych hospital or something nearby? Anyway, I was playing. That was a big club, if I recall, right?
Yeah. See, my brother
Yeah.
worked for Gatto, so I used to go to all those clubs when I was like 14 and 15 years old. He used to take me through all those and sneak me in the back exit doors all the time.
Did you
Just
say
be friends.
Gatto? Oh, you mean Greg's band? Oh.
Yeah. My brother worked for them for like 6 years.
Wow.
So that's how I got to know like Frank Soda and
Yeah.
Flash.
Yeah, Frank came up and jammed with us. We were playing at I don't know, there's some little whole bar up on kind of in that area. I can't even remember what it was called. It's a car dealership now. Anyway, yeah, he came up and jammed 100 years ago.
Such a nice
Petey,
guy.
Yeah, but Petey Cooley's, this woman came in with a set of garden shears. And I don't know if they were running strippers over there at one point, because they had this runway, like a stage and a runway.
Right.
So, of course, I set up right at the end, right? And I was filling in for a band called, I don't know.
Blood Rock
I don't
Sausage?
know. No, it wasn't. It was, gosh, I got a memory like a friggin'. But I suffer from CRS, right? Now it's like developed into craft. So if anybody can figure out what those abbreviated words mean. But anyway, yeah, so this woman came out with garden shears and she went to, attack me with them. So it was quite an experience. But I used to go to that Rockpile East quite a bit. And but you're right. There's a lot, like rap shows did really well out that way, right?
Yeah. Like the last show there, I had a Ghostface from Wu-Tang.
Right
yeah,
on.
there you go.
Yeah, 700 people, and that was a great farewell show. I can tell you that, and it's it was just a shame I had Tech Nine in there, which Tech Nine was like there's the number one thing with him in the rock right now, right?
Yeah.
Like and guy did what did he do? He did the halftime at the Kansas City Chiefs game now.
Yeah.
Like and that guy used to do 2 and 3 nights at the Rock Pile West, and he did the East. And like that guy's just blown up like crazy. It's it's quite insane. Tech Nine.
Yeah, tons of like hip hop and rap talent out of the area. So
yeah,
but yeah, it's a shame that it's not there anymore. But you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mean,
well, there's nothing there now. They've torn down the whole building.
Yeah, no, it's
it's like a hole in the ground. They're going to build. What are they going to build? Townhouses, I guess. You know,
There's pretty
there's
walking
nothing in
distance
Scarborough
from
anymore, really, even to like a venue, is there?
oh, not
I
that I
haven't
can really
seen
think.
a Scarborough venue
I mean,
besides
what's
like
that place
your
at
little
Greenwood?
your Newfie bar where you'll have some guys playing some music, right? But you don't see
Yeah,
too
not
much.
real. No real venue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
well,
there's kind of one in a strip mall, and it does karaoke, and it's got like used to have a house band or some crazy thing. I
But
don't
nothing
know.
like the Great Rock Pile.
No, nothing like the Rock Pile, of course. No, that was the gig to get, right? The Rock Pile.
Yeah. Even the
Yeah.
name just says it. Like,
Well, of course, since the
address and
gasworks went
everything.
away, that was the place to go.
yeah, it's I just hope we can start bringing back the stuff that we that actually gave us the name of what we have out there. Like, I mean, I love everything that we do there. I love the shows that we're doing now. I don't mind them and all that, but there's nothing like that rush of bringing in somebody that people are dying to see.
Yeah.
Right.
And are surprised that you brought them there and they played there and they're playing. You know what I mean? It's just like it's a different feeling.
Steve, like, let me ask you. Speaking of people that people are dying to see, do you guys ever get cover bands into Rockpile, or is it just tributes and original acts?
Well, well, you could actually, Madam does a lot of covers.
Yeah.
So you could, and they're probably the number one, cover band of that type, that plays the club. I would say they probably have the best following of any, like, if you want to call it a cover band,
No, well, I was gonna like shamelessly plug. I'm working on a project now, and it's covers, but we got a keyboard player, so it's pretty broad, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of people out there wanting to hear the voice of an angel again. So
yeah, hey, dude, man, you just let me know. Let me know. I'll set it up.
These guys are all from like, I would say a little more west. So I would say from where you guys are out to like Hamilton area.
Yeah.
So
Hamilton's neighbors. Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Burlington. You want to play out in the falls and stuff like that too, right? But
right. Well, I got Thorold.
Yeah, you were saying.
So Moose and Thorold. So we'll talk, man. We'll talk off the air about that kind of stuff. But and now that you're saying about cover bands, well, I guess Al Riley's Catalyst.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Al's great. I mean,
and then there's there's a few. Like, I mean, a lot of these bands actually got together by playing the jams on Monday night, and bands have actually come out of that jam.
Yeah. But you know what? Like I've like we've put together material and stuff, and like when you're doing covers, when you're doing a tribute, it's a tribute. Okay, got it. When you're doing covers, though, you can't be a sausage party, because then the ladies aren't going to come out, right? And that's what it's about. Because at the end of the day, Rockpile is probably one of the few bars or venues, clubs that really, love the music, right? But at the end of the day, it's about head count and liquor sales, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've played all kinds of clubs, toured clubs, Northern Ontario, and it was like, when I figured out it's a pretty simple formula. It's not what it's drawing a crowd. That's it.
Yeah.
I've had our owners like, what? So what do you guys? Hey, the liquor sales are awesome. So you guys,
but I bring 10,000 people. Okay.
Yeah, that's it. That's what it boils down to. I mean, no disrespect, but I figured out that formula.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the hard sell of Rockpile has always been the same. Is that it's in Etobicoke.
Yep.
So the hardest thing about you don't see when Dominic owned the Big Bop, the Cathedral and Reverb and everything. You had 100 promoters doing shows there.
Yes.
You had, like, he would, like he said, he would pick up the phone and go, "What date do you want? This is the rent."
Yeah.
You don't get that at Rockpile.
No.
Like 98% of the shows are on me to do and have been on me to do since day one there.
Yeah.
And like right now we have a few other promoters that do shows, like there's, like Karina comes in Nocturne Entertainment, she's picking up the ball a lot and doing some, like 2 to 3 sometimes now a month. So, which, thank God, you know, I need stuff like that, especially at this time, like to bring in some just new blood and everything too, and new shows, and and your buddy there, bro, Derek, your buddy Tam's there.
Oh yeah.
Hey, bro.
Hey, Tam. Yeah.
Coming in to do one when she can, and
Blacktooth Grin Promotions.
Yep. That's the one. I don't even know. Does she still use that name? I'm not sure.
I don't know, but it just sounds cool. I think
she should call it Bro Promotions. Bro presents.
Yeah.
No, maybe not.
Yeah, I mean, like it's I felt when I was doing covers, it was just or sorry, not covers. I did covers for years, and it was just you get on a good circuit, and you just, as long as you fill clubs, you're fine. But then playing originals was interesting and a lot less stressing, actually, because if you had decent originals, then you slip in with bands like you mentioned Anvil. We played a bunch of times with Anvil and toured different places, right? So, but the Rock Pile, I mean, you guys get a ton of tributes in there, right? So I was wondering how that would fit with a sort of...
Well, especially now, now it's like, because no touring acts, you're really getting them over and everything, and the 50% capacity. So you can't even get really the larger Canadian touring acts. It was just like, okay, well, how do we keep this boat going, but actually still excite people? And it's been great for the tributes, because these tributes are actually they're getting to play through this whole thing,
and some of them are really good.
Yeah. Well, God,
I want to give Deb a shout out, because Deb from Madam's on too, right? Hi, Deb.
Yep. That's why I've mentioned her band now three times. I made sure I don't.
We heard that.
Bestie you're talking to there.
Yeah.
Deb said earlier she does covers as well. So
Madam.
Yeah,
rocks.
Madam.
I mean,
Gary says he was watching Deb's stuff the other day and it was awesome.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah, she's got a great new lineup.
And she's at the
band had some member changes, and the new lineup she's got is really exciting. It's just a lot of, I'd say a lot more kind of energy and more, for the crowd. The crowd can always see what's going on up on stage. I've always said that.
Yeah.
They can always see if the band's having a good time or, this and that.
Yep.
And I think with this new lineup, I think they're all just re-energized. Yeah. And that re-energizing always does good for a band. That's for sure.
It can. One change and it can just make the whole difference, right? It bring a new light to the band.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's I've seen it a million times, and bands, when they go through this, they always worry that it's this is the end, this is this, and I always try to tell them, I said, no, that the new member that you bring in there is the one that's gonna make you guys all energized again. It's going to bring a new life into the band, and you'll see you'll start having fun again. And sure enough, she's doing good. Hey, there's Sean. Here's your buddy.
It can. I think the dynamic's a little different for original acts, but I've been watching Anti-Cleans lately, and they just changed out a member as well. Not changed out. I guess she went
drummer.
Yeah,
Samantha.
Well, no, but they've had 2 changes now, right?
Yeah, the bass player.
And the bass player too.
Yeah.
Emily was with the bass player for Emily, the singer in Annie Queens. I booked her when she was like 15 years old. She was in Mittens.
Yeah.
She came up through my system of when I was doing S&S promotions and stuff like that. Right. And,
yeah.
Well, a lot of these guys.
You should get them out there again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'd love to have them out there, but I mean, see, the type of music they do, they're really a downtown band. They really are. It's a bovine thing. And a lot of times it's like, as much as I know Emily, and I'd love to have Emily there, and I've had her at the Rock Pile before, with other stuff. And even her guitar player was in a different band too, and they played for the Misfits.
Black Cat Attack.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
I mean, the door's wide open for Emily, and she knows it. It's just, they're starting to do shows where they're opening up for bigger bands and stuff like that, and and then they end up on that tour. It's It's just the way things go. It's the way
They're
the
starting to
cycle goes.
stop now, right?
But they're still very affordable in terms of, and now with COVID,
Oh yeah, 100%.
I think most bands will take whatever they can. Like I'm close to a lot of, a few promoters.
Yeah, well, they want to get out there and play.
Everybody
right?
wants to play, right?
Just like George, he wants to get out there and do his shtick.
Hey,
Can I
that's-
just, Steve, I have a question for you.
Yep.
You've been in the business a long time. What are some of the bands that you saw, say, for instance, in like an embryonic stage, like you said, the jam nights, and that you've seen them grow and grow to like, bigger status, if you know what I mean?
Right. Oh, you're just talking about the bands that came out of the jams period?
No, you just generally in the business. Who have you seen? Because
Oh,
obviously
God.
you've watched a lot of bands. Like, who are some of the ones that would stand out
Man.
for you?
Oh, God. Well, God, I seen Slipknot when they were opening up for people at the Cool House.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I mean, like, that would stand out right there. Like, they were opening for Coal Chamber when I first seen them.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think I was there at wasn't there one too at the Hangar?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was at that. Like, I got hooked on Slipknot the first time I ever seen them, and I've never bought a support band that I didn't know CD ever.
Yeah.
Just sometimes I just wasn't in. I was there to see Coal Chamber. By the end of the night, I was buying that CD, man. That was 9 guys up there just going absolutely ape shit at the Cool House. Just blew me away. And speaking of that, I'm going to Montreal and Ottawa and the Toronto shows when they come at the end of May.
Right.
So you get a book in any other areas other than Niagara and?
Yeah. Well, I'll do some things in Montreal. I'll do some things in Ottawa. Well, this booking agency is going to open up a lot of doors. I've got probably like 20 promoters between here and Vancouver.
Yeah.
So it's
how does the booking agency work?
What's that?
How does the booking agency work?
Yeah, it's just you bang your head off a table, you beg them to take the act, and you put a noose around your head, and if they don't like
you just do that internationally, like you take the acts and like, hey, go out here, listen.
Yeah, well, you just make a relationship with all these promoters, and you just got to make sure you give them a half decent price on the band. Like I'm going to look at it from a promoter's point of view too, not always just as a band's point of view, and because you might get 10 shows on the way out, but you got to make sure these guys are making money, or you ain't going back out there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like that's the whole thing too. You got to make sure, of course, you got to make sure the band's making money, but you got to also the bands that are going to work for me are going to like realize like this is how it's got to work. We want to keep going out there. We want to go out there again and again and again. We're not there just for a cash grab and then that's it. It's
right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm pretty supportive of like Rockpile always had that. Here's a bunch of tickets. So if you're a band playing there, you got to sell the first whatever. And it's not unlike a few promoters that my original band we've worked with that says, hey, you know what? Here's 25, 50 tickets, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But when we started out with the original band, Motor City Maniacs, we would drop 100 to 200 tickets and just kind of keep going, because at the end of the day, you got to earn your right to play some of these venues in terms of developing your own community around your band and everything else. And if you can't sell like 25 tickets, why do it, right? I mean,
well, this is the whole thing. Like a lot of bands, like a lot of people still use that word, pay to play. Well,
pay to play, yeah.
It's not pay to play. It's work to play.
Yeah,
it's work to play. If you've got to take the money, I've told this to a million bands. If you've got to take the money out of your pocket, then just don't do the show. Wait till you're ready. I don't. Your money ain't putting people in the seats.
No.
And
what tied the knot for me was the fact that as a support band, like we would get a lot of direct support shows. Like even with Anvil, right? We went on, I don't know, we did 4 or 5 things with them. But anyway, at the end of the day, I mean, they're solid on stage, great band and everything. But if you have a good support, opening support, it really helps ticket sales, right? But there are some bands that are like retreads, kind of unheard of, think that they can walk into a venue and pack it, and it doesn't work that way.
No.
In fact, get 2 or 3 great support bands or 2 support bands that can draw a crowd,
Yep.
and they'll save the day for the headliner,
Hey,
right?
I'm a huge supporter of locals. I have been
Absolutely.
for 20 years from day one, and I've said it before. I've turned down touring acts that won't let me add locals.
Yeah.
I've turned them down. I just, well, then go do the show with somebody else. This is the way it's going to work.
Right.
And and I give bands a certain number to. I say, look, you got to do this number for me. Anything after that's yours, or hey, here's 20 to do for the club, and here's another 10 for yourselves to make some money. Like that. That's the way it works. I always tell them, like, this is the deal. If you're not ready for it, hey, I'll put you on the guest list, man. Come see the show.
Yep.
Yeah, but
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to make you pay to get in. I'll like you're a band, you've worked for me before, whatever. Here, I'll put you on the guest list. Come in and see the show.
Yep.
See how it works, and start talking to people. But a lot of people. They need to realize this is a job.
Yeah,
At
and
the
you
end
know
of
what?
the day, I don't come to your work and take money out of your paycheck. Don't come to mine and expect. I don't expect a free ride at your work. Don't expect a free ride at mine.
I know, and it's a lot of it's ego driven. I mean, these guys think they can play in their basement, hop on a stage, and it's just people are going to come. It doesn't work that way at all. And I like the way you put it. Like, instead of pay to play a working band, I put it a little bit more bluntly. It's like, if you can't sell 25 tickets, you suck. You shouldn't even be playing, So, and I can say that because I'm a musician and I have an original.
I'm going to disagree with you there, though, Ringo, because you could suck, because I've seen bands that suck, like really suck, and they've brought 100 people. You know what I mean?
You're right. You're right. If they're a party, that's back to the,
But that's two different types of suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're seeing a different suck than he's saying, Derek. See, that's the whole thing here. There's more than one way to suck.
Yeah.
Well, since we're on that topic, I need George to play a tune.
Okay.
Oh.
Everybody get your drinks.
We're gonna
fans
suck.
get your drinks. Thank you. That was wonderful.
Uh-oh.
Cheers, everybody.
I didn't see that, but I drank too.
Cheers.
Oh,
we lost Ringo.
We lost Ringo.
yeah, but now our heads are all bigger.
What was that picture, Steve? That's like, you've had that picture for a while, eh?
I think so. I mean, I just looked for one and found it. I think I got like 20,000 freaking pictures of me and bands on my Facebook, but I got 2 of just me.
So there you go. Well, hopefully next time we'll have your face moving like ours. We'll be in person.
I just got to make sure you guys can't see the bodies behind me.
Can you see ours?
Oh yeah, I see all yours.
Besides paying way more money to see get pictures with bands than Walter has, what's besides Slipknot? Okay, because I know you're gonna say that, but what's one of the bands or acts that you got to hang out with that was kind of something that somebody you idolized?
Well, Metallica. I hung out with them back in the day.
Yeah, nice.
I was backstage at the garden shows all the time and all that kind of stuff. So that was pretty cool. And that's when they were drinking and partying.
Yeah.
But Tommy Lee was a big one.
Okay.
Tommy Lee, I hung out with him for quite a few shows and quite a few years, up until, if you watch the movie, you'll see when they stopped drinking and everything. As soon as that happened, anybody that used to get backstage was done.
Right.
That was it. But he took me out to Madison Square Garden and the Theater of Painter on their first big show.
Nice.
He brought me back. There's like 350 people backstage, including like Heather Locklear and Paul Stanley and stuff like that. So
cool.
that was a cool hang. I got to tell you that was a cool hang, just to sit at a big long table and start looking down it and going, wow.
Look, all these.
I know some of these people.
Yeah.
I've seen them on TV. Heather Locklear, come on.
Yeah. That was when Tommy started. He was seeing Heather Locklear at the time. So I mean, that That was a pretty big deal. But I mean, yeah,
Pretty
Guns N'
big
Roses
deal.
guys.
Come on, man. Next to Samantha Fox, she was like the hottest chick around.
Yeah. Well, I always say I got the big ones. I've been back to sit with the big ones, like the Guns N' Roses on the last one. It was back there with them, and Duff. Well, not Axl or Slash, but I got Duff and the rest of the guys. So that was good.
Yeah.
Like Duff, I got an original. And then there's Gilby and everything and all that. But I mean, Yngwie Malmsteen was fun.
Yeah.
Why was he combing his hair when you saw him?
Yeah.
Hey, I ain't saying nothing in case he ever sees any of this, man. You ain't getting nothing out of me on Yngwie.
Well, you want to know something? It doesn't matter what you say about the guy. You cannot knock his talent on a guitar.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the same with all of them, isn't it? You know what I mean? You can't.
I don't know. Like, you know what? Nowadays, I mean, some of the kids that you see on YouTube can just smoke, right? I don't know.
I don't know, man. When you got Steve Vai up there actually saying it's because of Yngwie that he's even playing, which surprised me when he did say that, because I didn't know that.
Well, Steve Vai looks like he can be a difficult person, but he's actually pretty nice. Whereas Yngwie is, I don't know. I find he's
well. See, that's the weird thing. I've always got along with Yngwie, and I've dealt with him 5 different times, and his own like managers always say that. Like, what drugs do you give him, Steve? Because he's actually being nice to you and this and that. But it's not that he's mean. It's just that's his stick. That's him.
Yeah.
That's his. He's not putting on a show for anybody. It's worked for him all these years, so he keeps doing it. Yeah. It's like I'm not going to change.
I met Billy Sheehan of just before COVID, I guess.
He played Rockpile.
Yeah. But nice guy. But I really had a problem like standing there talking to him to his face, because my memory of him is like back with David Lee Roth.
Yep.
Stuff,
It's like, I was at that show at the Gardens.
Yeah. And, it's just time flies. In my head, I'm still like probably 21, but definitely not on the outside though.
Yeah, I don't get butterflies with any of these bands anymore, other than, believe it or not, Slipknot. Like every time I'm back there with those guys, man.
Hey, Sid.
Well, no, other than Sid. Like Sid, I don't get all wishy-washy with, because I've hung out with him and done all the after parties and all the craziness with him from days he was drinking till he's not drinking. So those were always fun. But I mean, like Corey or somebody will walk up, man. It's like I fanboy out on that stuff for some reason.
Corey is just, I think he's interesting because to me, he's a musical genius.
Yep.
Yet he's got the cool vibe as well, because a lot of musical geniuses are in their old, like Yngwie or even Eddie for Van Halen for a number of years, very almost introverted, right?
Mm-hmm.
But,
very nice. Hey, very nice guy though. I'll tell you. Like when I took Tony to Montreal to see Slipknot.
Yep.
Well, they gave us a freaking cabana, 100-person cabana. It was just me and Tony with our own bartender.
Nice.
So that was really cool, and golf cart to go back and forth, to the backstage area. But
so if we come out to the show on Saturday night this week, can we get our own cabana? Is that possible?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if we had one, sure.
Yeah. Can I bring a pop tent? Kind of like
that's usually
you can set up on the patio outside there.
Yeah.
That's usually reserved for
under the bars.
Minus whatever, yeah.
No, but it's cool you guys mentioned a lot of these big players, and it brought me right back. I went to the O'Keefe Center in Toronto. I saw Generation X. Oh my God, what a freaking show!
Yeah, I went to the Kitchener show.
Yeah,
of Generation X.
Yeah,
blew my mind.
Fantastic.
Yep. Yeah, was Zach Wilde at yours?
Yep.
Yeah,
and he did this super long solo. It was just, I didn't know he could even do that fast for that long. It was just ridiculous.
Right.
He
but
does
we had
that
super great seats,
show.
man.
Yeah.
We were like first row balcony right up close, and they kept coming down. So we saw them right up close. It was amazing.
Well, I'll give you guys one inside story then on Ingwe for that Generation Axe, which is kind of
All
funny.
right.
So,
Okay.
so I've talked to him and I go, okay, I'm coming out, and I got two of my friends, driving me out there.
Right.
So, like hook me up with, 3 passes and 3 tickets. So yeah, no problem and everything else. We get in the car, we get out there, I go up to the ticket booth. Well, there's 3 tickets, but only 1 pass. So I go back and see England, and I'm like, hey, well, what's going on? I told you I'm bringing my 2 friends, right? He goes, yeah, I know. I just didn't want to meet your friends.
I love it.
So he gave me about, I don't know, like 100 picks in my hand, and he goes, here, just go give him some picks. I'm like, okay, thanks. But it was just, he gave him the tickets, but yeah, just 1 pass. It's just classic Ingwe, that's what's funny. That's what makes me laugh when it comes to him. It's like, I'm not being mean, I'm being Ingwe.
Yeah.
So,
Too, that's just hilarious for somebody even to do that. Yeah, sure, bring your friends, and then you go up. Yeah, you can come. Sorry.
Yeah, I didn't want to meet your friends, but I gave them tickets, didn't I?
Yeah. You guys didn't have to pay $25 to see me.
Yeah, well, so
he's just thinking
classic,
Yeah, he goes, I like Steve, but I don't know who his friends are. I don't want them around if I don't like them. What the hell?
Doesn't like to meet anybody. It's just like, that's why he charges like, what was it, $600 for his meet and greets.
Wow.
And it's not because he wants to charge that much. It's because he hopes nobody's going to buy it.
Yeah.
And every time somebody buys it, I've been standing there. It's like, oh shit, somebody bought it.
Yeah.
It's because that's why he charges so much. Like, hey, nobody's crazy enough to pay for this. Yeah, they are.
Yeah, there's always that fan out there.
And it's 600 American, man. We're not talking about
pay to watch him comb his hair, but
he is a mountain of a man, though,
shop.
isn't he? Isn't he huge?
Yeah.
He's
like I said, when I was in the room with him, I felt like I was standing next to Elvis Presley. With the big belt buckle and the whole bit. Like that's what it felt like. It felt like
the leather pants, all that.
Yeah, and I'm a tall guy. This guy's a giant, man.
Yeah.
He looks like he could be a wrestler.
Well, they said he's got a huge. His head is like huge. They said he got in a car accident one time, and
like mask on him,
bent the freaking steering wheel. And I'm not saying he's got a big head, so rub that out. Take that out. Edit.
Yeah, we can do that.
What about swollen members? Now, has this been swollen members?
Yep.
Mad Child.
Wow, you got a problem
with my swollen member? No. I know Steve. He's hung out with Mad Child a bit, so
a bit. Try about like 80 times.
Yeah, I saw them once. They were playing at an Edge Fest, and I think it was at Molson Park, and the power went out, and instead of like these guys just going backstage, you're thinking like, what are some rappers gonna do? Well, the one guy he just like goes, I'll do some freestyle, and they had a PA that worked like through the monitors.
Yeah,
so he just turned the monitors around and he started freestyling for like 20 minutes.
Yep.
Until they rehooked up the PA or the whole
he
system.
He does that freestyle thing in every show, and actually I did a show with Sid Wilson from Slipknot and Mad Child 2 nights at the Rock Bell.
Right.
Wow.
I put them together in a show, and like, because Sid is, believe it or not, he's in Slipknot, but he's a huge hip hop fan. Like that guy is. And I think that might be a good reason why Cypress Hill is one of the openers coming up.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh. So
be real, man. Have you ever met the Cypress Hill?
Nope. That's one that's avoided me so far, and I've met a lot of hip hop guys, man. I've done a lot of hip hop shows, let me tell you, and they're always fun.
Yeah.
And I got into them. I met a lot of good people. I got to tell you, man, when they get a bad rap, no pun intended. But I mean,
as they say, the hip hop are the new rockers, right? Like they're the new partiers. Like when you go into the studio for rock and heavy metal and stuff, you're not doing lines and drinking all the time now. You're going in sober and like I know my parts, and you know what I mean? Where the rappers, they're the ones going in with a 40 of Hennessy and freaking rolling up big stogies, strippers and shit.
Yeah.
I think you're
Have you ever been to any of
stereotyping,
those
Derek.
parties?
What's that?
Have you ever been to like any of those parties, the studio parties?
Oh, not really. Not really. I was, by the time I started doing that, I wasn't really going to be doing that. Like, I did a lot of hotel parties, of course, with Swollen members.
Yeah.
So I mean, that kind of stuff. But the other guys usually have their own 10 people around them, and I usually deal with the older ones too. The older guys that have been around for a long time. So other than Waka Flocka, Waka Flocka was like, that was a party backstage at the Phoenix. I never seen anything like that.
You must have a good hotel story.
Oh, boy.
You got to have one.
Okay. I got the one with Swollen members guys, Prevail. Prevail brought his nephew. Prevail's the guy in Swollen members. He's the main guy. So he brought his nephew with him to play in this new act called Alpha Omega. So we get in there and everything else. We're up in the hotel and they're all drinking and stuff. And his nephew goes downstairs. So I go downstairs with his nephew and I don't know. I got an evil brain sometimes. So I said, I'm gonna screw with Prevail. So I told his nephew, I said, look, just stay down here. I'm gonna screw with your uncle like crazy. Right. And his uncle's Prevail and from Swollen members. So I go back upstairs and I look at Prevail and I go, Jesus, man. I go, your freaking nephew just kicked a cop car. And now they got they're putting up against the car and they're taking him out of here. And the guy's going, what? What the hell are you talking about? Right. And I said, dude, your nephew's off the freaking wall. I said, I don't even know what the hell happened to this guy. So sure enough, his manager comes and we're getting in the elevator and I'm riding him all the way down in the elevator about it. I'm going, I can't believe it. We've been friends all these years, man. Why would you bring a guy like this to my work? And he's like standing against the wall and like he's apologizing and everything else. And so sure enough, we get downstairs. His nephew's not there. I go, well, shit, I guess the cops must have took him away. Right? So he's freaking out because this is his young nephew. And he's supposed to watch him and everything else, right? And I won't let it go. So I'm still going at it. And I know now his nephew's probably back up at the hotel room, right?
Yeah.
So sure enough, get in there and he's turning white in the elevator. Like, I mean, he's just like a beaten man. So sure enough, we open the door and there's his nephew and he looks at me and goes, you're a freaking real piece of work, eh, Steve? I'm sitting there laughing, but this is where it gets deadly. Now his nephew's been drinking. Yeah. So now his nephew's mad at him that he wasn't watching him. And he goes, you didn't even try to find me when I was down there. So now the whole freaking place starts arguing back and forth. And now they're screaming and yelling and they're not talking to each other, everything. And I got the manager looking at me going, wow, you caused all this? He goes, you are the man. I go, yeah. And to this day, Prevail talks about that all the time about how I really just took him for a freaking emotional ride. And I was like, I was so happy about it. I said, yeah, my work's done here. I'll go back to my room now. See you guys later.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, there's a few, I mean, that was one that just stood out. Actually, if you were there, you would catch the emotional roller coaster I put that guy on, and it was just a fun night.
Steve, you and Junior should get together and write a book.
Oh, Junior. Yeah. Well, the first thing in my book would be that fly infested show he took me to. And
yeah, I mean, it
fly like infested.
Yeah, but Wabasheen.
What's that?
It was Wabasheen.
Oh, okay. So
Jesus, dude, I'll never forget that. I swear to God, that was the worst. That was first he tried to put me in the Bates Motel.
Oh.
Wow.
What was the name of the hotel? I probably know.
This is the first time I ever just looked in a room and wouldn't even walk in the door. And I phoned up Junior. I go, what do you think you're doing here, pal? I go, this is where you think you're going. He was paying for my room in the band's room. I go, this is just not going to
cheapest room we could find.
Oh God, this wasn't a room, dude. This was like plastic on the mattresses room. That's what it was.
Wait a minute.
I know the name of Wabasheen. You got either Uncle Betty's, bed and breakfast, or you have the one motel, right?
No. So I drove into that little town. What's that town? Starts with an M.
Midland.
Yeah, so I drove into Midland.
Yeah.
I looked at you. I said, "I'm getting a room here. Well, we're going to send you the details. You send that freaking credit card over here, or I'm going home." It was that bad. Like I could have stayed in a rough motel, but this was just huge. This was worse. This was like a murder scene.
Wow.
I mean, you could smell it coming out of the room, and he was just trying to explain. So that thing was so freaking bad. There were so many like flies there and everything. Well, as soon as the one band I was with was over, I looked at him. I go, "Pull up the truck, put that equipment in there. I've been eaten alive this whole time." And I mean, I'm talking Lord of the Flies, dude. I mean, like,
Steve
you had to swat these things to be able to talk to somebody, or you were eating a whole mouthful of flies.
Oh my God.
This was so bad.
Yeah.
So, but the bar
it's
was real happy in that Midland place. Let me tell you, that bar was super, because we all went there. We got there at 9:30. We didn't leave till that was closed.
Yeah.
But yeah, that show was something else, boy. A circus tent. It had a circus tent around it. I was like, "Oh yeah, this is a real circus out here."
But was it a good show though? Like, was it a good turnout?
Well, it was fun, and that's the one where Phil Narrow, rest in peace, Phil. Right, that he was at that show, and that's that picture you see of me, Junior, and Phil was that day. So that was the fun part about it, was hanging out with Phil and talking to Phil and stuff. I didn't get to see him perform because I was out of there.
Yeah. I saw a picture of you. You know those bug things that you put on your table? That little fan that blows, get bug shit away from you? Steve's got them wrapped around his neck.
Oh, no, it was one of those lapel ones, man. It went right in the freaking pocket. Junior gave me that. I put batteries in that thing, man. That thing didn't work. That thing didn't do nothing.
Imagine how many you would have had if it wasn't on.
Oh my God, dude. It was, I've never experienced anything like that. It was like 1 minute we were fine. Just a little bit of dew came down, a little bit of rain for like 10 seconds, and it was game over.
Yeah.
It was everywhere. Like I couldn't even believe how one of the acts was even performing. It just got so freaking crazy. You know what I mean? But that was a Junior promotion there.
Wow.
Have you ever been eaten alive while playing there, Ringo?
Not by bugs.
Yeah, just by ladies.
I
hear say like that. I have. I think the trying to think. We played so far up north. The further up north you get into mosquitoes and black flies and horse flies. So yeah. But I don't know. Is maybe because I'm a northern boy, or they just don't like my blood. I don't have a big problem.
Well, Junior does that show every year, man. I'm sure they could use a good cover band. You should hook that up right now.
Yeah. All right, Junior, lock us in.
Yeah.
Yep. Blood Rock. You're listening.
Wapasapi.
Yeah.
Blood Rock sausage. Put us in. We want to be right. We want to be one of the first bands so we can get drunk after.
Yeah. Or you want to be one of the first bands. You can be one of the first bands to leave and get in.
I was going to say, leave and get away from the bugs.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, it's I love northern shows. Actually, I used to tour from like Sudbury, North Bay, Mattawa, all right up north, past Timmins and all that. So good times.
I used to do the North Bay heritage festivals. I used to help out with those for about 3 years.
Oh yeah.
Did like Simple Plan and Headley and Sam Roberts and so on and so on.
Actually, I did a show with Sam Roberts, but there were like North Bay is kind of a bit of a, like, it's not a huge place, but it's a bit of a college town, right?
Yeah, they've got that one bar there for bands, but it was always that big heritage festival field there that we used to take.
Well, it was a popular club out there. I played that a few times, but they had a band called a club called, I think it was the Mirandas or something, or I don't know. It was a big club in a very collegey crowd, and we got in. It was kind of a fluke the way we got in, because I had a band at the time called Tail Gunner, and it was spelled Tale, and we were kind of like a B-list band at the time. And that bar was an A-list. And there was a band from Toronto called Tail Gunner, spelled Tail. And
Right.
they were booked, and they somehow couldn't make it. So my agent from Sudbury, First Impressions, called us and said, "Hey, you know what? This is kind of freaky, but would you guys fill the show?" And there was a guy named Paul Pombier or something like that, Brian Pombier of Muskoka. He was a booking agent, and so he slipped us in there, and we did so well that after that we got on the A-list, and we got to tour, with bands like Mama Kin and.
I knew the guys in Mummikin very well.
Yeah,
Jimmy on guitar.
Yeah, great band though. Like, I mean, so what was cool was they were playing T.O. Joker. So that was the A-list circuit. So when we got into that, it was super cool because the clubs we play in always had a lineup, right?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't matter but if you were on that A-list, you're following great bands, right?
Yep.
So
yeah, those were good days.
Yeah, I mean, we'd get $7,500 a week.
Yep.
On the road, right? And that wasn't bad.
Yeah.
So you guys are saying that like those good days are gone.
Well,
they are
those type of days are
because you know
long
what,
gone.
the fucking little
I know.
little
sad.
bastards playing in the basement all of a sudden want to get out and play so bad they'll play for beers, right? And there's no union, nothing to.
Yeah.
So
well, look at those bands like Gatto. Like, just for Gatto's sake, just say, they could be playing the Gasworks one night.
Yep.
Larry's Hideaway the next night. The Nags Head North the night after that. And it'd be full because each one of them had a full house every time with their own crowds.
Yep.
Plus whatever following you had, would try to get in, but it was always $5 to get in. Nob Hill.
Well, yeah, I mean, I got a lot of respect for Greg as a, I think one of his their sort of wrap up tour. I was at 2 of the shows, so it was pretty good. But he's blocked me on his Facebook. So anyway, that's another story.
It's funny that you mentioned.
I've got a lot of Greg stories, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Well,
I've known Greg since I was 14.
I like his UFO stories, actually.
Yeah.
But,
Gatto was funny. I lived out in Ottawa at the time, and the guys that worked with us said, "Yeah, there's this band. They're playing in Hulls. We just got to go across the border." And we drove out the middle of bumfuck nowhere. We finally get to this little tiny, like a village maybe, and there's this bar. So we go to this bar, and Gatto was playing there. And it was hilarious because they just started playing. It was really loud, this little tiny place, and then poof, the place was pitch black.
Yeah.
And it kept happening. And what was happening is their equipment drew way too much power. It didn't just blow the little breaker, it blew the main breaker.
Yep.
It was hilarious. And that's the shitty little place they played in, right?
Band.
Yeah. This little tiny place.
Yeah, I played in a band, like a cover band, but it was called Euphoria, and we always had a good draw. But we played in bars like Mattawa House and stuff like that. Awesome. Like, the owners were just incredible.
Yeah.
But the power wasn't the greatest. So the drummer who founded the band, I was like musician number 42 or something over the years, but he insisted on having this elaborate light show and everything else. We had a bigger stage setup than Van Halen, right? So we'd go into these types of bars and start playing, and that's it. Boom. We'd blow the power, and we'd have to downscale.
Like what timing was that? 80s, 90s?
That would have been early 90s with Euphoria, yeah.
Well, that's the other thing. You got to remember, even when Gatto was around in that, all bands had to bring their own PAs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, that was the thing.
You played at the Shamrock, stuff like that. Like, and that's how I used to get into Gatto. I used to bring my buddies, and even my brother worked. I would load that PA in. And that was no joke, man, loading those PAs into like the Shamrock when you're going down 4 flights of stairs, or you're going up into the Elma Combo. Or the Nickelodeon. You remember those bars? Like, those stairs were freaking insane. And you were loading like PA as big as you see hanging in the rock pile and stuff like that. You were loading that in.
Yeah. I used to roadie too. but those are all bigger venues. They got ramps. They got all the
They're
shit,
set up
right?
for it.
Oh yeah, these
And those
places
little
didn't have those
places,
ramps.
you had to schlep the stuff, like you said, up and down stairs,
Yep.
everything, right?
Yeah.
There's a bar in Sudbury. It was called the Coach House, and the Coach House was this little wedding special event venue. They turned into a rock club, and they had a spiral staircase going up, and you had to bring. You remember the Martin W bins, the 4-way system, 3-way system? Oh man, that sucked. But we had guys like Heiko, and I was lucky because I really didn't have to. Wow. Man, I tell you, like I found it difficult when I couldn't find anyone to pack my microphone anymore. So
yeah, it's a terrible thing.
Can you zip my bag for me, please?
Yeah,
exactly.
If you drummers always wanting something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you put your microphone in a little box, and you guys can look after everything else.
I played guitar, so I had the Marshall set up, so I had the big stack and everything, right? So,
yep.
And you know what's funny about that? I have a road case, and by the way, if you're a fan of Ringo at all, you can go to Jrs Auctions, which is Joel Robichaud. He had he was a bit of a booker as well, but he started an auction house at the Curtis Flea Market grounds, and it's this big barn, but he does auctions, and there's one on the 28th you might want to dial into because they're selling Ringo's Marshall JCM 900 stack, so which is an awesome split stereo cab setup, and like you said, Steve, I had about 3 maybe 4 PA systems, and I brought a couple down to auction off because I will never bring my own system to a gig again. I mean,
well, see, in Moose and Goose in Thorold, we supply the PA.
Yeah, exactly. So. It's got to be production supplied. Plus, I need somebody to haul my microphone in and out.
Yeah,
or I won't do the show. That's my rider.
I got very lucky out there. I teamed up with a guy named Mike Richards. And he's that's what he does for a living. So he's my partner in another new venture I have, M&S Productions or Promotions. So that's a third thing I started during this COVID thing. It was like I just looked for more things to drive me absolutely insane when this all actually opens up, and then I figure out what I've done to myself and and pulled 20 different ways. But that's a whole nother company thing. So it's like, when
but
COVID started, I got 3 companies.
That's the entrepreneurial spirit. So do I, actually. So I mean, you do that. It's what you do, right?
Yeah, it's survival mode.
No, but it's kind of exploring, taking an idea, a concept to making it real, right?
Yeah.
And I incorporated a business last year, around like a year ago in November, and it's taken a year to launch. So we're like, maybe I'll wait about a week and then we're going to launch. But now, but during COVID, it's difficult, right? Like you're looking for, if you're entrepreneurial at all and you're not on CERB or whatever, it's you got to find alternative ways, because the idea of being at a company for the rest of your life is almost impossible, right?
Oh yeah. That's not going to happen.
It's not predictable, right?
Yeah.
And you know what? I've had an opportunity a couple of times to maybe buy small venues, like just like say a pub and stuff like that. But man, hats off to you guys that kind of find a way to get through this shit, because I understand, like, the music hall, the original music hall. I mean, friends with the owners, and I had
in Oshawa.
Yeah. I had a hand in doing that, or working with them on it, but yeah, COVID killed it, right?
Yep.
And now they've got the new music hall or whatever.
Well, they've got a lot of government backing or something in that, don't they? Or a city backing or something.
It's private backing. Yeah,
they've got a good thing going there to where they're not threatened to be closed anytime soon. I think it's
the owners of the venue, like the real the property owners, are kind of part of the
that's what it is. I know they had an inn somewhere where it's very it was a good thing for them that what they got. I talked to the lady that's one of the owners. Maggie, is it?
Maggie,
yeah. I talked to her about it and stuff like that. About maybe bringing some shows there and stuff like that. So
yeah, they're good. Maggie and Ed's the Ed and Maggie are married.
Mm-hmm.
They Ed bids on a lot of shows, but he's also got a few promoters in there as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
I hope it works out for them. Oshawa is always a tough sell being so close to Toronto.
Well, you got the Biltmore, which is the old music hall now, and that's been booking shows, along the way. Unfortunately, the owner died.
Right.
So the owner actually bought the building, right? But it's still moving. I think Music Hall, it looks like they have dates scheduled for March.
Yeah.
But what they've done is they've taken the old dungeon, which is,
I remember I did a lot of shows there, man. Over the years.
So the dungeon, I think it's called like
44 Bond.
44 Bond. Yeah, there you go. So it looks like they'll potentially open that first, but I haven't been hanging around there.
I just hope they can get the shows that they go after. That's what I was talking about. I just mean,
I think what it looks like, again, working with promoters is always a good idea for a venue, but I think they did enough of their own direct shows that they've got a good list of contacts, right? Like,
no, I see that. It's just in these 2 years, you got to also notice what Live Nation's done.
Shit, yeah.
Live Nation has opened up history. Live Nation bought the Danforth Music Hall. Live Nation bought the Velvet Underground. You got to see what's going on there too.
Yeah, they're trying to
believe me, if Live Nation does not want you to have a show, we're not going to get that show. Those
venues, honestly, if you look back, that was a tight circle of venue owners. I mean, so there's not what's really changed, right? Nothing.
Yeah.
Because if they didn't want you playing in those clubs, you weren't.
Or and that's exactly what it is. It's like you're talking about a monster that can give you 50 shows.
Yep.
And that's all they say to you.
They still coexist with venues. Like, I mean, that Live Nation, we did a lot of Live Nation shows at Music Hall, right? And
but they seem to have sat back though and let everybody have their piece so far and stuff like that. They really haven't got like completely cutthroat, but they're really circling the wagons, and they're a big monster. And
they lost a ton of money as well, right? I mean, but Nation, they became about just about ticket sales. So I mean, they've stamped a lot of shows and stuff like that, and it's just all about ticket sales. They could care, like, anyway, it's a whole thing. It's just this like there's direct promoters for Live Nations that sub out to other promoters and so on and so on. And then you've got the promoters who can put up enough cash to buy shows or venues, right? Or tours, right? So it's funny because you go out and buy a tour. Let's say you buy 10 dates or 20 dates. And the first thing you do as a smart promoter is sell off a couple of those dates immediately to clubs, right? And so that you're sort of paying the upfront costs and getting some cash flow moving. But there's a lot of everything from bottom feeding to kind of mid-level feeding, and that's sub promotions, and then of course a lot of these Live Nation's not going to let you do cash, like let a lot of cash float around, but you know how that works, right?
Yeah. Well, that's why I've always gone outside the box. I've always ended everything. Like there's nothing I won't try to do.
Yeah.
When somebody brings me something, I'll do it anyway, no matter if I'm, there's a lot of one-dimensional promoters out there,
right?
That stick to their own one thing, one genre or one thing, and they become good at it. I've just never been that guy. I've always been a yes. Yeah, you want to do this? Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. But you've got the music passion in there, right? Like where some of the promoters, it's just about their model to make money. And that's so. Anyway,
Well, it is 11 o'clock.
Yeah, I was going to say
already?
that too.
You want anything? You want to just throw out there now, Steve? Quick for people
Just
listening.
hey man, just support live music, support shows, support the local venues. You know what I mean. Like that's the main thing here.
Yeah.
And it's good.
Steve, what are some of the requirements? Like, okay, so let's say people are booking for Friday, Saturday. Do they have to have their what is it?
Yeah, have your QR code.
QR
We're
code?
still accepting the papers for now.
Okay, that was
You
going
know,
to be
if we think that, put it this way, if we think the paper's phony, it's pretty simple. It's like, okay, give us your health card number. We type it in. If it comes up on it for a QR code, then you're okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, the whole thing is too, if you walk in with one of those phony papers and the bylaw does come, well, the bylaw charges you. They don't charge the owner.
Yeah.
That's the thing too. We're not fraud experts.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like we're doing the good thing is you don't have to do the contact tracing anymore. So that's good.
Yeah.
So we can just concentrate on we take a temperature, we do the QR codes. You know, we do what they're telling us to do. And hopefully like
do you guys wear nurse outfits too?
No, well, that's Tony and Justin at the door.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Tams, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Antonio is wearing a naughty nurse.
But yeah. I mean, we do everything we're supposed to do, and they say, what is it, February 21st? Then it's full capacity, and March 14th, all the other rules go out the door. That's what they're saying. Other than the QR codes, I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's going anywhere anytime very soon. I think that's going to be at least probably a good another year, I'm thinking, but who knows? You know, they change. There is an election coming up, so who knows how much Ford wants to be everybody's buddy and what he's going to try to do to do whatever, because it seems what it hinges on. It's like who do they want to make happy that day?
Yeah.
You know, so we'll see, because they sure haven't made me happy for 2 freaking years. I can tell you that. You know?
No, not at all.
But okay, you guys take it easy.
All right, thanks
for
coming, Steve.
Great having you on
good
again,
segment
Steve.
for you. And
thanks, very insightful. Yeah, great. Loved it.
So, and where do people go again to look for tickets for the Rock Pile?
www.ticketweb.ca.
Perfect.
Ticketweb.ca.
All right.
Or you can get them at the door at any show.
Yeah.
True.
Check it out. The Rock Pile is a great place, people.
How's the hunt? May 7th.
Yep.
May 7th. Tiger sex. Liquor pigs.
Madden. March 5th. Bro.
Buy merch, bro.
Buy merch.
Come to the door, bro.
Yeah. That's awesome.
All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one.
All right. Thanks, buddy. Take care.
Well,
boys, does anybody else have any last words?
Always. Tomorrow night, the Atomic Ballroom, switch to Twitch, 7:30 p.m. I'll see you there, and then you can drop in and tune out, get out of the rut and into a groove, and possibly, maybe, stay dancing, my friends.
That's funny. That reminds me of an old thing I used to say way back when. Was last night at 4:00 in the morning, an empty dump truck that was full of gravel almost ran over a dead cat and killed it.
Almost ran over a dead cat and killed it.
Okay. Right.
Good one, George.
I tried drowned in a fish.
Nice.
So speaking of drowning fish, is your fish hut buddy open right now?
Yes, he is. And you know what? I meant to send you a picture earlier.
Oh,
okay. got a bit crazy here. I wanted you to throw that up online for Mitchell's Fish Huts.
Did you get out to the fish hut yet?
We have it booked for Sunday and Monday coming up.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah. And Sunday we got 2 huts booked because I got my daughter Keisha coming and got my cousin coming and uncle coming. So it's going to be a good time. Yeah.
Sounds like fun.
You guys want to come ice fishing or what?
I don't drink. Sorry.
Oh.
All right.
I don't know, George. Would you go out ice fishing?
No, I don't think I would now. No. I went like a little bit years ago, but I didn't really enjoy it. I'm a city boy, you know what I mean? I like me comfort.
Yeah, but honestly, this would be a good time to go because it's been so cold that you're going to have a nice thick layer of ice.
Yeah, true.
But
Yeah.
okay.
Well, you guys let me know. I'll take you out to Mitchell's Fish Huts. Best place
All right.
around.
Well,
Sounds like a
let's
good
talk
idea.
about it. Maybe we could do it. Derek, you'll
Maybe
All
we
right.
could turn it into a hothouse.
Yeah, I think you would. Like you'd
Hot
be
boxing.
stone coming out of there.
No, no hot boxing. If that kind of shit's going on, you sit outside.
Oh, really? Okay, good.
No hot boxing, okay, bud? That's out.
Hot
Do you even know what a hot box is?
Oh yeah.
It's just when you smoke a lot of weed.
Oh, okay. I thought it was
Okay,
hot
that's a different hot box.
Yeah. I know
Wow,
what you're
you guys-
talking about.
You weed smokers have all different terminology for everything, eh?
I don't know. Secret code. I don't know.
Okay, let me riddle me this. Why do people who use bongs tape the crap out of them when they like if it's a glass bong and it's broken? Like, why don't you just replace it?
Because some bongs can cost several $100s.
Okay.
If you're like me, and I like smaller bongs because my advanced age, my lungs don't take the capacity they did when I was 15.
Yeah.
Right.
So I just now when they get dirty, I just go and buy a $10 bong and fucking rip it until it's dirty and get a new one.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, like at the cost of it, I would think you'd be concerned about shards of glass flying into your lungs, right?
Well, only if you break it, but really, do you think a fucking pothead who can't afford to replace their bong is worried about little shards of glass?
Probably not.
They're smoking
Wow.
weed that just fell on the floor. Hey, I was that guy, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Smoking
a
weed that
5
fell
second
on the
rule.
floor that has cat hair in it.
That's okay.
Yeah.
You smoke that, no problem.
All right, boys.
All right.
All
Yeah.
right.
Good night.
Okay.
See ya.
Well, all right, boys. I want to thank Steve for being on again. That was awesome having him here. And I want to thank our fans that were part of the show tonight. We always have them racing for first place, eh?
Yeah.
Today was Sandra. Deborah was second.
Sandra.
Let's see if we can switch around next
All
week.
right.
Let's
You
see what
go,
happens.
girls. Come on, girls.
We need
Yeah.
to get
Game on.
Game on, boys.
Game on, girls.
Yeah, it's always the girls, eh? The
Yeah.
girls love us. The guys are like, wow.
Hey, Gary was
That's
right there
okay.
tonight.
I'll go with that.
Yeah, Gary was third. So we'll thank Gary
He
and
was right up
Get
there.
the bronze.
Yeah. Melanie, Murph, Keisha, Antonio, Mr. I don't know who Mr. is. James Jr., Kathy, Stephen, Deb, Richard, Sean, and Mary Beth.
right.
So thanks,
Mr.
It was a
guys.
good turnout tonight.
Mister is off of Twitch, it looks like.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well,
Twitch.
glad to have them. Glad to have all yous. That's awesome. Tell your friends. Let's get the numbers up next week. We'll have more buddies on here, more people.
Actually, they were up pretty high tonight, so
That's good. That's good. Awesome.
Yeah, we'll see what those are, and YouTube's been picking up, so that's great. Okay, cool.
And remember,
Yeah, I got
fans, if you really like what we're doing and you want to be a part of our show one time, we might have little prizes where we pick one of our fans to be on the air with us for 20 minutes. That'd be fun, eh?
I think
Let's
so.
keep it up. We'll keep announcing it. And we'll see you guys next Monday night at 9:30 right here on the Heikadelic Show. Aha! See you guys.
Well, that's another wrap for the Heikadelic Show, folks, so time to get dirty. And don't forget, listen in next week on Monday night and every Monday after that for the Heikadelic Show at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. If you'd like more information on the Heikadelic Show, please find us at www.theheikedelicshow.com or .ca. We'll see you all next week on the Heikadelic Show. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor for the Heikadelic Show, it's easy. Just send us an email at info@theheikedelicshow.com. Meanwhile, you can browse our website at www.theheikedelicshow.com or .ca. Click on our sponsor tab and find out more information on sponsorships. Thanks for joining the Heikadelic Show, fans.